Yo, welcome back. Today we are looking at the PicoCalc. This was sent to me from OpenSourceSDR-LABs as a little deal to do a sample on, because I know that if you're looking for anything clockwork, like the clockwork uConsole, are really hard to get. They're roughly still 3 to 6 months out. If you're looking for a PicoCalc, something more like entry level to get your feet wet into the clockwork world, then those are still, I think, like maybe 1 to 3 months out. OpenSourceSDR-LABs does now carry the clockwork PicoCalc. So you can head over there and check it out. I will put a link in the description below. Thank you, OpenSourceSDR-LABs, for sending this out to me. I greatly appreciate it. So today is going to be a just basic building this guy and just kind of getting it started up. So let's go ahead and open up the box here. I have opened up the box and just kind of dove into a little bit here, but I have not actually unpackaged anything yet. I did a video a few years ago on the building of the clockwork uConsole. So we have a little instruction manual there. Got a nice little sticker there. And what else we got? Some little documentation, and then the actual build itself. We did not need that box no more. And we're going to kind of follow along with the PicoCalc builder's guide here, the assembly guide. Usually I don't, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, it does help out quite a bit. See here how to get this guy open. Simple as that. Good thing I don't need that lid because it just went flying across the room here. So we have a shell. There's a little glass screen right there. The shell is plastic. And then we have the little bitty keypad here. Similar keypad to what we get with the uConsole. Kind of that real spongy, kind of rubbery material. And here we have our little parts. And then over here we have the actual unit. I'm going to put this off to the side for now. Here we have the PCB. You can see the back of it right there. So it takes two 18650s. We have a SD card slot there, just where the PicoCalc itself goes. And we have a little, what is this? Audio volume adjustment knob. We have 3.5 millimeter audio out, USB in. We have our on and off button up here. And what else we got? Got our little screen ribbon there. So that's where the screen's going to go. The ribbon looks like it's going to go underneath here. And then attached right into there. There is the little unit. Kind of give you guys a better view of that. Here is the screen. And there's a little ribbon. It does come with a 32 gigabyte SD card. This is a full-blown size SD card, so not micro SD. So they are using SanDisk, which is good because I do trust SanDisk SD cards. And we have a little bitty screw package. Dump the rest of it out on my hand. So there is our PicoCalc with pre-soldered headers, which is nice. Little bitty speakers. These are looks like the very similar type of speakers that they use in the uConsole. Kind of with this little little bitty pins right there, if you can see that. So right there, there's the speakers. We can punch into that later on, so let's just kind of set this stuff off to the side. Diving into the guide. Don't panic. That's good to know. All right, we're going to kind of skip the important reminders because, why not? So here's our checklist. It is nice that they have a checklist here. That way you can go down and check off things if you're that type of person to make sure that you did all the steps correctly and all right. So remove the protective layers from the speakers. And it looks like this is the shell is what we're looking at right here. So there's a shell. This is where those speakers are going to sit. Protective layers is those little white little things right there. That's what they mean to remove. So let's go ahead and take those off. I believe that these little bitty pins right here, these kind of brass pins, are going to go to the exterior of the shell. And if you're in doubt, you could always look at the PCB. Actually, it's nice. This is what I like about PCB. This is what I like about uConsole stuff, is they kind of have it semi-dummy proof, because if you look right here, they have it set to where you could put those speakers either way and they're going to make contact. Very nicely done there, so it really doesn't matter then which way they go. So we're just going to keep things uniform. We're just going to drop them in like such. There's one, and there's going to be two, and there's two. Step one done. step B, I guess it's going to be A, B, and C steps, not 1, 2, and 3. So step B is going to be mount the screen and tape. Secure the screen with mounting tape. So that's what that tape is for right hither. What we are going to do though, before we get this going is, well, we're going to pre-fit the screen, and I'm going to pre-fit it because I'm curious to know is, do I need to take off the screen protector beforehand? Put that guy back down, and then I'm going to take this guy off. If you guys are into this kind of stuff, there it is. And we are going to just drop that guy in, like, there we go. That is that. And then it says secure the screen with mounting tape. Oh yeah, it does say remove the protective layer. See, this is why we read the instructions right there. Remove the protective layer. I say that because, little side journey here, if you guys happen to get the Porta RF from OpenSourceSDR-LABs, there was some issues with it that when you went to go use the display and touch the panel and stuff, that it would glitch out and it would kind of not really function as it was intended. And the screen protector, you would peel it off and you would think that you were good. Well, however, there's a little bitty tiny piece that would get caught underneath the frame, and that was enough to kind of give a false touch to the Porta RF. That's what caused it to glitch out. So if you guys have a Porta RF out and you're having screen issues, before you decide to contact OpenSourceSDR-LABs and send it back, go ahead and open up that panel. It's just kind of a little shell panel. Open it up and then see if that screen protector is anywhere on the four corners, and you can then remove whatever remainder got stuck there, and that should fix your issue with your Porta RF having screen issues. So that's just a little side journey. So moving on, we're going to go ahead and take these little sticky thingies and we're going to put them on the screen mounting. So that's kind of nice how they show you how to do that there in the back. And let's go ahead and get that done. Feel the indentation there. I just can't. Oh, there it goes. I can peel it off now. All right, never mind. I'm nice clear tape there. And that's just going to go mounting the left and right. So let's just go ahead and drop him there. And then that should keep it from falling out. Step C, mount the key caps. Key caps. These are called keycaps. Not a keyboard, keycaps. Pretty much drop in and that's it. Step D, we're gonna mount the core. The core is the Pico. There he is. All of the headers, like I said, pre-soldered right there. And we definitely do want the USB-C to go up. And so that's gonna be on this piece right here. And now we are actually working on the PCB portion of this, which brings me to today's sponsor, PCBWay. So if you guys do not know who PCBWay is, they make some amazing PCB stuff. Since this is an open source project, you could technically go and get the files for the PicoCalc, and you could have PCBWay print this out for you if you wanted to. And PCBWay can actually do such a great job as this, from that whole block mask to any kind of silkscreen that you're looking at. They do 3D printing services, they do CNC services, milling services, injection molding, and a plethora of other things. They also have a really cool shared projects area where you can go in and look at shared projects from other individuals that have been submitted, and you can then go and get inspiration from them or print out those shared projects to then have shipped to your doorstep. So thank you, PCBWay, for your sponsorship. I greatly appreciate it. If you guys are interested in that, look at the coupon and the link in the description below and save some dollars off your first order. And moving on, we are going to go ahead and mount the Pico board right in there. And this is just as simple as just gently pushing it down. Gently pushing it down till it kind of seats in its place like such. That is step D. Moving on to step E, we're going to mount the main board into the housing. So let's go ahead and grab my little pink screen protector there. And like I said earlier, this little ribbon is going to slide right through there. And that is that. And we're just going to make sure that all those line up as they need to. And now we're going to connect the screen FPC cable. Take this guy right here. It looks like it says kind of go up with it. These things always make me so nervous. I really hate this FPC cable stuff because I just don't like it personally. They're so like fragile and flimsy, and they just make me nervous. All right, maybe I need to bring this out more. without breaking this. It looks like it says, there it goes. Okay, okay. There. So that goes up. So it's like a little door. It's going to open up. I guess open up. And then your cable should then be able to slide in. And we can just kind of push on the bottom of the ribbon to kind of keep that tension going forward. And then we're going to go ahead and close that door. And give it a gentle tug. And it says snap. Right here it says check. It says snap. Oh, snap. So hopefully that, I didn't hear a snap, but it felt like it snapped. All right, moving on. Insert the SD card. All right, SD card. So it's going to go graphics on the SD card facing up. And now we're going to go ahead and mount the back shell onto this guy using the little package of screws. And we got a little Allen wrench here to use. We're going to go ahead and go crisscross, so diagonally. I go that way. I'm not going to tighten it down all the way yet. Now, I like going across things because then you kind of get that even tension that you need across the entire unit, and one side is not more taut or tighter, and it's not going to be prying up on the other side. So I recommend when you're assembling any kind of device like this to go crisscross. All right, so now we can go back and start tightening the remainder of that tension and then install the display glass. So I need to go inside and get 18650s because I don't have any on me at the moment. So we're just going to skip that step and we're going to go ahead and mount the protective glass right here. And it's got a nice little 3M there and there. So we're just going to peel that little stickiness off. Keep my nails like really short, so I always have difficulties taking like stickers off things. And we're just gonna kind of go in at an angle. This little hole here goes over here, obviously for the indication, power indication. And there we go. All right, now it's seated. I felt it. I felt it seat. All right, we've got some 18650 batteries. I actually have some on order from Affilate Labs, so I will swap them out when they get here. If you guys want some really solid and trustworthy 18650s, I would definitely recommend getting them from Affilate Labs if you're in the US. I think they also have them in their EU accounts and such, but definitely get your batteries from Affilate Labs. These are just some ones that I pulled out of another device, so hopefully they don't make anything go boom. One, and I'm just going to put on that little back cover. I don't even know if these are charged or not. And power. Power. All right. PicoCalc bootloader 1.0. So we got the path of the SD card firmwares. We have default apps. We have MicroPython, MP3 player, PicoCalc NES, PicoMite, and then ULISP. So a lot of this stuff, I don't know what is going on here yet, but we're going to kind of figure it out. So let's go ahead and we got default apps, up and down to select, enter to execute. Let's check out MicroPython, MP3 player, PicoCalc NES. Let's just check out the PicoCalc NES. Flashing firmware, little beep. Chess Novice by Johnny Bot NES. So the latest firmware for the PicoCalc is 1.6.3. This is by Jay Blanked. If you guys haven't seen his channel when it comes to the PicoCalc stuff, he is pretty much the creator, I believe, and the developer for a lot of this stuff. So go check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. If you guys want to learn more about the PicoCalc, definitely go and check out his channel. Loading. All right. So we can play chess if you want to, white and black. I'm not a good chess player, so I want to get out of there. And what else we got? Pico player, or so we have an MP3 player. Let's see what that looks like. Flashing firmware. That is that. Interesting. All the way down and all the way up. Yep. So we have escape to stop, P to pause. Do we have any other tracks in here? Nope. P. And then how about escape? Escape. Escape. Donde está escape? I don't know. Anyways, very basic firmware out of the package. I'll be flashing this with JBlank's 1.6.3 sometime today, and then I will do a follow-up video here in the coming days on the PicoCalcs. So thank you, OpenSourceSDR-LABs, for sending this out to me. I greatly appreciate it. If you guys are looking for a PicoCalc, definitely go check their site out. Again, I'll put a link in the description below for that. It will be an affiliated link. Thank you for your time, as always. I greatly appreciate it. Like, subscribe to that stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video.